The first time I heard about mental models, it was at the Entrepreneurship Development Center of the Pan Atlantic University in Lagos, Nigeria. And it was through Mr. Uche who taught us leadership. I remember telling him that I was going to reference him when I got to research mental models further and discuss it on my podcast. So this is me saying thank you to Mr. Uche for giving me a topic to share with my friends here today. Hello, I am Annabelle Kemi and you are on the Other Side podcast. Like I said earlier, today we shall be discussing mental models, how they shape behavior and relationships. Mental models are basically the cognitive frameworks through which we perceive, interpret, and react to the world around us. They are deeply ingrained in our minds and influence our behaviors, decisions, and interactions. Understanding these models sheds light on why we act the way we do and provides valuable insights into how we can improve our relationship with others. Mental models are largely internal representations of how things work, the lenses through which we view and make sense of the world around us. These models are built from our experiences, our knowledge, our beliefs, and our assumptions. They help us navigate complex situations by simplifying reality into manageable concepts. For instance, when we think about how to drive a car, we rely on a mental model of traffic rules and driving etiquette. This model helps us make decisions such as when to stop at a red light or how to merge into traffic. Similarly, mental models shape our understanding of social interactions, personal relationships, and problem-solving processes. I hope you understood that because it was quite a mouthful for me too. However, basically, mental models are those thought processes and those innate ideas you have about the world around you. So what are the influence of mental models on our behavior? First, they affect our decision making. Mental models play a crucial role in our decision making. They influence how we assess risks, weigh options, and predict outcomes. For example, if you believe that taking risks is inherently bad, you may avoid opportunities that involve uncertainty, even if they could be beneficial. Conversely, someone with a model that views risk-taking as a pathway to success might embrace uncertainty more readily. Also, mental models help our problem-solving abilities. They determine the approach you take to solving problems generally. A person with a model that emphasizes collaboration might seek input from others and work in teams to solve a problem, while someone with a model that values individual effort might prefer to take challenges alone. I must say sometimes I like to do things alone. I had to learn how to work in teams and it was really hard for me. Maybe because right from childhood I've always been an individualistic and independent minded child. So that was a mental model for me. The efficiency and effectiveness of problem solving can be greatly affected by the accuracy and flexibility of our mental models. Also, mental models affect our perception and our biases. Mental models shape how we perceive things and the unconscious biases we have about issues. And sometimes it could relate to gender, race, and so many other things. For example, your mental model includes the belief you have of others generally. If you believe that people are untrustworthy, everything you do will lead you to that conclusion that people are untrustworthy. Recognizing how mental models contribute to biases is essential for fostering more accurate perceptions of other people outside of ourselves and their intentions towards us. Now, how do we relate mental models and relationships? Understanding mental models is practically important in the context of relationships. Our interaction with others are influenced by our internal models of social dynamics. communication, and conflict resolution. If you grew up feeling that you had to fight your way to solve or resolve conflicts, that is a mental model you have. Mental models can either improve your relationships or mar them immensely. Also, in terms of empathy and understanding, when we understand that others have their own mental models shaped by their own experiences, we can approach interactions with greater empathy. For example, if someone reacts negatively to feedback, recognizing that their mental model might include a belief in their incompetence can help us offer support more sensitively and constructively. Some people could be generally defensive. We should not judge them. We should learn to understand that everybody has their own peculiar mental models shaped by where they grew up, their environments, and so many factors. In terms of conflict resolution, conflicts often arise from different mental models. For instance, two people may have different expectations about the level of commitment in a relationship. I know one common one with relationships is when a woman expects that the man takes up all the bills and the man believes that it should be 50-50. These are determined by their mental models. By identifying and discussing these underlying models, individuals address misunderstandings and find common grounds. Active listening and open communication are key to navigating these differences. Now, in terms of effective communication is heavily influenced by our mental models. Our assumptions about how others will respond to our words or actions can shape our communication style. By being aware of our own mental models and those of others, we can tailor our communication strategies to be more effective. For example, if you know that a colleague values direct and clear feedback, you can adjust your communication to be more straightforward rather than expecting the person to take up cues from your body language. The next point is that it helps you manage expectations. Mental models influence our expectations of others. You don't have lofty expectations of other people if you understand their mental models. If your model assumes that everyone should be punctual, for example, you might become frustrated with someone who frequently arrives late. In Nigeria, for example, we like the African time thingy. And if you come with a mental model that is always on point and you want to go to a Nigerian party, trust me, you're just going to get yourself all agitated and riled up because Nigerians are generally like that. By understanding that others may have different models regarding time management, you can adjust your expectations and approach these situations with greater patience and flexibility. You cannot be rigid if you want to attend a Nigerian party and enjoy it. Because if it's supposed to start at 2 p.m., trust me, nothing will happen until about 5 p.m. Now, let's look at strategies for adjusting mental models. To improve relationships and behavior through mental models, consider these strategies. Self-reflection. Regularly reflect on your own mental models and how they impact your behavior and relationships. Journaling, meditation, or discussing your thoughts with a trusted friend or a therapist, if you can afford one, can help you identify and understand your models. See yourself through other people's eyes. And then seek feedback. Obtain feedback from others about how your behavior is perceived. This can provide valuable insights into whether your mental models align with others' expectations and needs, or you are excessively rigid. Be open to adjusting your models based on this feedback. I'll also suggest that you expand your perspectives. Actively seek out diverse experiences and viewpoints to broaden your mental models. Engaging with different cultures, learning new skills, exposing yourself to a variety of opinions that can help you develop more flexible and inclusive mental models. Travel if you can afford it. Meet new people. Don't shy away from meeting people or learning new things. It will only help you relate better with people in the future, and everyone needs to understand that. Practice empathy. Practicing empathy is vital. Make an effort to understand the mental models of others. Do not judge them based off of your own mental model. Engage in active listening and ask questions to gain insight into their perspectives. Do not listen to reply. Listen to understand what they're trying to say to you. This can help you navigate conflicts and avoid conflicts totally. It will also enhance your relationship by aligning your models more closely with other people's models. Lastly, I would say that continuous learning is important. Stay curious. Be open to updating your mental models as new information and experiences arise. Embrace a mindset of lifelong learning to keep your models relevant and adaptable. Do not restrict yourself to just what you've been taught in school. Open up your mind, read books. Always aim to learn something new daily if possible. Thank God for podcasts. Thank God for social media. You learn so much. So take up new ideas. Be open to learning new things. Understand. Do not judge based off of what you have been told, probably from school or as a child, or your culture, your religion, your tradition. Be open-minded to learning new things and new ways of life. But if you discover that some of these new ways are negative and will not add value to you, let them go. And so, to draw the curtain on today's episode of the Other Side podcast, let me remind you that mental models are powerful cognitive tools that shape our behaviors, our decisions, and our interactions. By understanding and reflecting on these internal frameworks, we can gain greater insights into ourselves and others, leading to improved decision making, problem solving, conflict resolution. In relationships, a keen awareness of mental models fosters empathy, effective communication, and better management of expectations. Through self-reflection, feedback, and perspective expansion, empathy, and continuous learning, we can refine our mental models to enhance our quality of life and strengthen our connections with people. Thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you now understand that we all have our diverse mental models. You don't judge people based off of what you feel their mental models ought to be. Understand that we all have our various perspectives. Some are guided by their childhood traumas. Some still have their wounded inner child dictating so many actions. Some their culture, some their religion. So many things determine our mental models. So be empathetic, be open-minded, and put yourself in other people's shoes. That way we can foster beautiful and better relationships. Thank you once again. Let's do this next time on the Other Side podcast. I am Annabelle Kemi. I love you. Bye for now.